Everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about foodborne diseases. So, in community health officer exams, this unit plays a major role. So, let us see about the topic. Foodborne diseases. It means the illness results from ingestion of food contaminated with microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, parasites, or harmful toxins or chemicals. So, this contamination occurs at any stage in the process from food production to consumption. This may result from unhygienic food handling practices or environmental conditions, including pollution of water, soil, etc. So, everyone is taking food, that is, either they will be preparing from the home or they will be buying from shops and so on. So, in this process, if the food is contaminated with any microorganism and if it is consumed, consumers are buying those things, and if they are not preparing properly and if they are eating, then it results in foodborne diseases. So, what will be the burden? Means if this foodborne diseases occurs and how it is affecting the humans. So, unsafe food containing harmful bacteria, virus, parasites or chemicals causes more than 200 diseases from diarrhea to cancer. An estimated 600 million population, almost 1 in 10 people in the world fall ill after eating contaminated food, and 4,20,000 persons die every year. And the children under 5 years age carry 40% of foodborne disease burden. Next, we can see what will be the causes of foodborne illness. So, it may be bacteria, virus, parasites, chemicals or biohazards. So, let us see what are the bacteria it results in foodborne illness. Salmonella, Campylobacter, E. coli, Vibrio cholera, Listeria, Staphylococcus, Clostridium perfringens and Botulinum Bacillus cereus. Okay, these were some of the bacteria which cause foodborne diseases. Next, we can see what all the virus it will leads to foodborne diseases. Norovirus, rotavirus, hepatitis A virus and hepatitis E virus. In this, the stomach influenza is caused by norovirus. So, sometimes you will be getting the question, which virus will leads to stomach flu? So, the virus that causes stomach flu is norovirus. Next, we can see what are the parasites that leads to foodborne diseases. Entamoeba histolytica. So, it is like amoebiosis. Okay, this or parasite will leads to amoebiosis. Next, Giardia lamblia or Giardia intestinalis or Giardia duodenalis. It will leads to diarrhea. Next, Cryptosporida. It will also causes diarrhea in persons. Next, fish-borne trematodes. So, if we are buying the fish and not preparing it properly, it means it is not cooked properly, then this parasite will affect the human. Next, Echinococcus spp. Next, Taenia solium. So, it was the tapeworm present in pork. So, if we are buying pork and if it is not cooked properly and it is taken by the persons, then this tapeworm will affect the humans. Next is Taenia saginata. It was a tapeworm present in beef. So, if it is not cooked properly, then this tapeworm will affect the humans. Next is Ascaris lumbricoides. So, these were the parasites which leads to foodborne diseases. Next, toxins. So if we are taking some toxins, either it may be mycotoxins or marine biotoxins or mushroom toxins, shellfish toxins, plant toxicants. So here some vegetables, for example mushroom, there are two varieties. So unknowingly if we are not taking the non-edible, edible means which can be taken by us and non-edible means which should not be intake. Okay, so if we are taking that non-edible means it will leads to foodborne diseases. Next, excuse me. Next is chemicals. So if we are using pesticides or like polychlorinated biphenyl, heavy metals like lead, cadmium, mercury, copper, etc., nitrites, then it will leads to foodborne diseases. Next, we can see the classification of foodborne diseases. So, it is mainly classified into two categories. One is foodborne infection and the other is foodborne intoxication. So, foodborne infection, it is caused by microorganism, and the foodborne intoxication is caused by toxins and chemicals. Signs and symptoms of foodborne diseases: abdominal cramps, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, fever, headache, fatigue and body aches. Difference between foodborne infection and intoxication. So, the foodborne infection, the cause is bacteria or virus or parasites, and foodborne intoxication, the cause is toxins or chemicals. Next is mechanism. In foodborne infection, it will invade and multiply. Okay, so it will reach the intestinal part or GI tract. There it will be multiplying. But in case of foodborne intoxication, no invasion or no multiplication will be there. Next, incubation period. In foodborne infection, it will take hours to days to show the symptoms. And in foodborne intoxication, it takes minutes to hours. And the foodborne infection, the symptoms were diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, abdominal cramps and fever. And for foodborne intoxication, the symptoms were vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, double vision, weakness, respiratory failure, numbness, sensory and motor dysfunction. Next, moving on to the transmission. In foodborne infection, it will be spread from one person to another through fecal-oral route. So, there may be a question, in which route the foodborne infection were transmitted. So, the answer is fecal-oral route. And in foodborne intoxication, it is not communicable. Next, factors for food contamination. So, the factors for foodborne infection were inadequate cooking, cross contamination, personal hygiene if it is poor, and bare hand contact. And foodborne intoxication, inadequate cooking, improper holding temperature. Next, transmission of foodborne pathogens and toxins. So, for example, if a person is infected with typhoid fever, so that person is the food handler. So, what will happen? He or she will be shedding typhoid bacilli in feces and urine. So, they will be visiting the toilets, and after that their hands will be contaminated and they are not doing hand washing, or improper hand washing techniques they are following, for example without soap. So with that same hand they are going to kitchen, they are cooking there. So what happen, if they are preparing salad or some cutting the vegetables or they are preparing cream, the bare hands they are using, so their hands are carrying the pathogen. So with that pathogen carrying hands, they are touching the food, so that the food is contaminated. So then they are serving the food without heating. So in those cases what happen, the person who is going to take the food, they will be getting this foodborne infection. Okay, I hope you understood. Next, the food production and processing. So from the production, There may be chains, like they will be produced, then processing, distribution, then they will be prepare in home, consumers will be there, restaurant consumers will be there. So during this process, the food will be contaminated if hygienic measures are not followed. Next is food preparation and handling. Infected individuals, cross contamination, inadequate cooking temperature. So these factors will be leads to foodborne infection. Next is food storage. If the food were not stored properly, then also it will be leads to food contamination. Next, we can see few questions in this topic. What proportion of foodborne disease is constituted by children under 5 years of age? Guess the answer. Yeah, you are right. The answer is 40%. Next question. What are the two major types of foodborne diseases? Absolutely, it will be foodborne infection and foodborne intoxication. And the next question is, enlist the causative agents for foodborne diseases. Bacteria, virus, parasites, toxins and chemicals. And the last question is, list the common signs and symptoms of foodborne diseases. The answer is abdominal cramps, diarrhea, sometimes it may be bloody. Next, nausea, vomiting, fever, headache, fatigue and body ache. So I hope you all enjoyed this topic. Thanks for watching, and till now those who didn't subscribe, please do subscribe. Thank you.